time for a shop update. As of right now, we have the 2001 E46 up on jack stands. I'm taking care of one final repair that has to do with the drive line, but good news is that the car is sold and she's going to her new home next week. I just got to get this one final bit touched up. I will have some more content and information coming for you guys this week. Just waiting on some parts from the dealer. And we still got my daily, the 2002 BMW E46 330i with the 5-speed manual trans. Now I want to talk to you guys about what you think I should be doing with this car. I sure do love these wheels. She's been driving really good, and you know, it only has 155K on the odometer, and so I'm real happy with the car. However, this paint is just giving me a headache. I really don't know what to do with the car because the paint is in rough shape. We have this clear coat peeling on the roof line here, and I was thinking about practicing my hand at some automotive paint. Maybe I could sand it down, re-clear the car. However, a lot of you guys out there have a lot more paint experience than me, so I'm looking for some recommendations on what you think I should be doing. Really, the only problem spots on the paint are on the roof there. There's a bit of scratching on the rear trunk lid here, a little bit of weird coloring going on there. It needs a wash and a polish, but I'm going to take care of the wash this week. We can polish it in the future. Big chunk of clear missing on the hood here, as well as a little bit more peeling there. As far as the doors and the fenders go, I mean, those are all clean and I'm not having any clear coat issues there. So should I respray the hood? Should I respray the roof and the rear trunk lid? Should I do a wrap? Should I re-clear it? I really don't know. Also a pretty large dent right here on the front of the hood. You can see the kidney grills are a bit busted up, so that's definitely one of the problem areas on the car. It hasn't given me any trouble just because I like to thrash on this car and use it as my daily, but I think she deserves more than what I'm giving to her so far, and so let me know what you guys think we should do with the paint. Definitely needs a roundel too. She's not leaking any oil, and that's been great. I do have a bit of a clunk in the rear end, so we're going to do a differential bushing in the future. On this car, I dropped the differential out, and then I pressed the bushing into the subframe. However, one of you guys told me that you can just remove the diff cover, do a diff service, and then press the bushing out that way. So I think we're going to make some content in the future trying to do this the fastest and easiest way, which would be removing that rear differential cover and then just doing the bushing at the same time. Like we have a little bit more clear coat damage here on the left section of the rear bumper as well. So overall, the kind of whole car needs paint. Should we do something different with it? Should we wrap the car? Should we paint it? I really don't know. I don't even think it's wrappable if the clear coat is peeling, because it will probably just peel underneath. What else is going on? We got a new workbench here, so I'm going to get the bench vise mounted up soon. I would like to talk to you guys about ISTA. I know a lot of my viewers are pretty familiar with this program, probably more familiar than I am. I used it at the shop for about 5 years, so I'm somewhat familiar with it. However, like I said, I am not good with computers and I've been having some errors with it recently. It does not want to connect to my manual trans E46, my 2002. For some reason it says that it cannot find the VIN. I manually input it and it still is not able to make any communication with any of the control modules. I can use my Foxwell scan tool and plug into all the modules, but ISTA just will not connect. It's really weird. So I tried connecting to Josh's F25 because we need to code and program that headlight driver module and get the headlights initialized, but I was having the same error. It would not pull the VIN. It was giving me a pad inactive code. I'll try to link those and overlay them in the video as I'm talking. But it's been giving me all kinds of errors. So it intermittently connects to some cars and some it doesn't. The E83 X3 I worked on, it connects to fine. My 2001 E46, it connects to fine. My 2002, it does not. And the F25, it does not. I'm running an ICOM with a high quality Ethernet cable, and so I'm not sure of the connection issue or why it's happening. I do have remote desktop installed on this computer, so if there are any ISTA whizzes that happen to follow my channel and you guys want to make a little bit of cash or help me out by jumping into my settings, seeing if there's something you could help figure out, be sure to let me know or email me at dayoffdiy@gmail.com and we can work something out. I could really use some help with someone who knows the settings in here better than I do. Now, I'd really like to upgrade my floor jack and jack stand system. I am tired of putting cars up on jack stands. I don't have enough room to work up underneath, and if I had a 2-post lift in this garage, I swear I could get transmissions out in 30-45 minutes. I used to do it all the time, but it is just such a hindrance having to work on jack stands. I've done some looking at the half-height quick jack systems, and we'd be able to get, you know, maybe 2 to 3 feet of height, but you'd still be like squatted down on the ground trying to get up underneath, and I just don't know if it's worth it. If you guys have any of those systems or any of the half-height 2-post lifts, let me know how they are and if they're actually worth it. I might look into it. Or BenPack, if you see this, I would love to collaborate and work together. I know they like to work with some of the bigger time content creators, but I'll definitely make good use of their products. Also, I think once the 2001 E46 flip car leaves the garage, we'll be able to put a lot more time and focus into the 2002. Like I said, she's driving absolutely great. There's nothing I need to do to the engine or the transmission. I'm just going to do some fine-tuning items, maybe that rear differential bushing, and then give this thing some exterior and interior love that she deserves, because right now she is pretty haggard. But be sure to let me know what you guys think I should do on the paint. I still got Big Bertha, and she's been running great and doing great. Been using her to run to the hardware stores, tow the boat and whatnot. Has developed a creak in the front end after doing the torsion bar cross member replacement. I think it's coming from the sway bar links. They were pretty loose when I went down there and checked them afterwards. So I think maybe I might need to replace them, do some playing around with the sway bar system. I also just need to do some diagnosis, see if it's coming from the control arm or where that noise is coming from. But turning at a stationary position, it just has a bit of a creak and a pop in the front end. Other than that, I really do love this truck. She's just an absolute workhorse, and I think I'm probably going to keep her forever. Now the boat is doing great. I took her out for Father's Day with the family and my brother, and it did really well. The only issue I had is the steering is extremely stiff. I went and launched the boat, and stupid me, I never actioned the steering before putting it in the water, and this thing was practically seized up. I got it to break loose, but the steering wheel takes a lot of effort to move back and forth, so I think I need to go through and lubricate the entire cable system, and I think that should rectify it. But with the new battery and the new tires, I am very confident taking the boat out and doing some halibut fishing this season. So I'm excited to hopefully take you guys with me. We'll get out on the water and do some fishing. Now I was thinking about putting an exterior 2-post lift in here in this RV parking spot. I figured it would be a good spot. However, I do have the highway right across the fence, and it does make quite a bit of noise. So I'm a bit hesitant to make this my outside workspace just because audio quality will definitely not be as good. Maybe I could build a metal structure to go over it to kind of dampen out some of the noise, but that's my biggest hesitation as to why I haven't installed a 2-post lift out here. I think the concrete slab is good enough to run some bolts down in and fasten it, but it's also just a big purchase. It's going to cost me about $4 or $5 grand to get a 2-post lift in, although I think the channel would really appreciate it. Get that stick. This garden shed is new as well, but that's going to be a surprise for you guys. It's going to be part of a build that I'm doing, and I'm also going to do a property and house and garden tour here coming soon, and I'll be able to show you the contents of this new shed once I get that video up. Other than that, the shop is doing great. Like I said, I'd love to get a lift in there at some point, but I think that'll come in due time. I just need to be patient. And once this car leaves, we're going to have a lot more room for our next project car. I just posted a video up today about a car I went and looked at, new project car. It was not perfect, but it was a good experience. I'm still on the hunt, actively looking, and I have a couple leads to pursue this week. So this week I'll have some new content coming for you guys for the driveline repair I'm doing on the E46. This car will come probably in the next couple weeks here, and we'll get some more content on that. And hopefully I'll be buying a new project car within the next week or two. So all in all, things are going good, just a little bit delayed. I'm kind of in the middle of quite a few different projects here, but I just wanted to touch in, try to get you guys as much content as possible. Once the 2001 E46 leaves, we'll have a lot more room for future projects. And I think once I get this thing out of here and take my priority off of that car, I'll be able to put a lot more attention onto my 2002. We can get some more E46 content going on the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave me any feedback if you have any information on ISTA or what you think I should be doing with my 2002 5-speed manual trans E46. That way I can get some fresh content for you guys on that this week. And as always, folks, I'll see you on my next day off. Cheers.